I think from last time, when I was teaching world history, I think Cold War topic is still left out. So one last topic is left out. I'll deal with it later. Okay, a little later I'll deal with it. But today we are going to start with modern India. Okay, which is very, very important from point of view of every possible government examination. Okay, you can't find a government examination where modern India is not part of the syllabus. Okay, most of the, except for the technical examinations, most of the administrative roles require a good understanding of modern India. Okay, this is a very, very important section for us. Even in your OAS also, it is a very important section. And this time I have been asked to cover modern India a little integrated with the OAS part. So that is what we are going to do this time. So what we are going to do is whenever I discuss a topic in modern India, so parallelly what I am going to do is I am going to give an insight into the Odisha part of the same section. So let's suppose I discuss Quit India movement. Then its impact on Odisha also we are going to discuss separately. I will give some material also for the same. Similarly, civil disobedience movement impact, Gandhiji's leadership and its impact. Okay, so this way we are going to discuss every topic also. Okay, at the end of the topic we are going to briefly discuss about the Odisha part too. Okay, that is the plan for this time. So most of the topics will be similar there. Okay, but only one important thing which is present in Odisha part, which is not part of modern Indian syllabus, is that Utkala movement. Okay, the linguistic reorganization movement, which we talked about in post-independent India already once. Okay, but briefly we talked about. But in this section, we are going to discuss more broadly about the same section, sir. So that is the plan for this. Okay, so then apart from this, see, when it comes to modern India is in fact, okay, so is in fact a very, very important topic for us. So why, I'll tell you. Okay, so what is the significance of modern India? We are going to discuss first. Then along with that, I am going to give a course plan first. Okay, in the first half an hour of the class, half an hour or so, we are going to discuss about the course plan. Okay, so what we are going to do, I am going to give a detailed index of the syllabus. Okay, that is what we are going to do initially. Then after that, we are going to discuss about in today's class. Okay, one important topic that we are going to discuss is 18th century India. Then along with that, the various okay, so British thinker or the various ideologies of the Britishers when they were governing India also is one more topic that we are going to discuss today. That is the class plan for today. So now, first and foremost, I am going to ask a very simple and fundamental question. So they are asking us modern Indian history, right? So three terms are there: modern Indian history. So just a simple question for you: what is the meaning of modernity, sir? So you are all modern men and women. So what is the meaning of modernity? What? The period of Renaissance. Okay, but that is a specific reference to European history. So that is not the right definition for modernity, sir. Okay. Industrialization. Okay, arrival of Europeans to India. Okay, all of them are partial definitions, sir. Okay, but modernity, the term, it in fact connotes a mental outlook of people, sir. See, it's the most important thing about modernity is it's not about any particular historical event, but the period when mental outlook of people started being dominated by rationality and reason, then that period is called as modernity, sir. Understand this very carefully. Modern period in history is a period in history when the mental outlook of people is dominated by reason and rationality, then it is called as modern period, sir. Are you following this? Okay, so this kind of small definitions you can write down. Okay, you can maintain in note. I have sent one handout. You can add there itself if you want to, if you are working online, or otherwise you take a printout of the handout, and in the handout itself specifically you write these kind of things which I discuss. So please try to do that. Please take a printout of the handout. That would be very useful for you. Okay, so there are some right investments in your preparation, and taking printout of the handout is one section. Okay, so please take the handout printout. All right. So what I was trying to say is modernity is a period in history right now. Modernity is a period in history when the mental outlook of people, modernity is a period in history when the mental outlook of people is dominated by is dominated by reason or rationality. Is dominated by reason or rationality, then it is called as modern period, sir. Is it all right? Yes? Rationality means what? Okay, the ability to apply your logic, okay, and derive conclusions from evidence, then it is called as rationality, sir.
Example?
Example means what? Okay, so reason or rationality. Let's suppose, okay, a cyclone occurs, okay, because we are discussing in the state which was impacted by multiple number of cyclones earlier. During medieval period, cyclone is considered to be a curse of God, sir. Yes or no? Okay, but what is the more scientific explanation for formation of a cyclone? The geographical factors are more important than, okay, so this kind of superstition factors, right? Yes. So if the mental outlook of people is dominated by superstition and religion, then it is called as medieval period, sir. Modern period is what? You try to give logical explanation to every event that occurs, then it is called as modern period, sir. Are you following this? Okay, so cyclone के लिए अगर if we give superstition based explanation, then it is called as medieval period. If you give a scientific explanation, then it is called as modern age, sir. Simple. Okay, this is the simplest example for reason or rationality. So then after that, okay, so when we are talking about Indian history here, so here when we are discussing about modern Indian history, we are not just discussing about the today's nation state of India, sir. So we are discussing British India in modern India, sir. Okay, British India is a little bigger than modern India, right? Yes or no? So what is British India? Which parts did it include, sir? No, British India I am saying, not British Empire. So we are discussing British India. Yes. So to a certain extent, okay, Afghanistan was also under the political control of the Britishers. Then after that, today's Pakistan, today's India. Then along with that, today's Bangladesh. Okay, today's Bangladesh, these are more important. But in British India, from 1935 on, they don't include Myanmar or they don't include Sri Lanka, sir. British India is this Indian subcontinent, okay, so which ends with okay, the northeast of India, and in the northwest it includes Afghanistan. Are you following this? So India here means not the today's nation state of India, but British India we are going to discuss in modern Indian history, sir. Are you following this? So let's get a clarity here. So right there, okay, India in modern Indian history, write down India in modern Indian history is British India. India in modern Indian history is British India. Is British India, which includes Afghanistan, Pakistan, India and Bangladesh. Afghanistan, Pakistan, India and Bangladesh. Okay, these are the territories which were included in, okay, modern Indian history. So various events which occur in Peshawar are also important for us. The events which occurred in Dhaka are also important for us. So Kabul's events are also important for us. And UPSC also similarly asked questions on these aspects too, sir. Is it making sense? Then the third term in modern Indian history is what? History. So what is the meaning of history, sir? Okay, modernity we have understood. India means we have understood. Geographical region we have understood. Period we have understood. Okay, now we have to understand a single term, that is history, sir. So what is the meaning of history?
Study of past events.
Study of past events. Okay, very good definition. But do we study every event in the past, sir? Do we study every individual? So what do we study? Okay, so we are going to study the significant. Okay, so the basic definition of history is, it is a chronological record of significant event from the past is called as history, sir. Okay, not just any record. History is a chronological record of significant events from past is called as history, sir. So take down this small definition. History is a chronological record of significant events from past. significant events from past. Okay, so but there is a small issue with this definition, sir. So let me tell you. Okay, see here we have used the word significant, right? Yes. So the issue comes up. Okay, does the significance of events remain the same in history, sir, or does it change? Just a simple question. Okay, does the significance of events, does it remain the same or will it change with time, sir? It will change with time. Can you give any example for significance of events changing with time? Huh? Salt Satyagraha. So did it change, sir, the significance of event in the present? Did it change? No, it's not about implementation. It's about study. Okay, so whether we are implementing the Gandhian principles, if you evaluate, then India can be called as an un-Gandhian society. Okay, we should not study about Gandhi because we are not following Gandhi. Yes or no? Okay, but why are we studying about Gandhiji? You tell me. Okay, the significance of a person or an event, it changes with the time, sir. It is not going to stay constant. Why? Can you give any example for this? If you give example for this, I will be very happy, sir. So missionary schools. Okay, so earlier religious education was more important. Not that way. Any other thing that you can think of, sir? See, the very idea of history writing, it has changed substantially from post 2014, right? Is it true or not? Okay, the significance of some persons, it has been reduced. The significance of other persons has increased post 2014. Is it true or not, sir? So initially, when India became independent, for the first 30 to 40 years, okay, so the thing is, highest importance in Indian history, particularly modern Indian history, has been given to the Gandhi-Nehru family. Is it true or not, sir? Okay, but with the change of political establishment today, what is happening is, the hitherto, okay, people who have not been focused in history, they are coming into the mainstream, right? Can you give any examples of names of people who have been given greater significance in history today? Okay, we have Patel is there. Okay, then Savarkar is there. Then along with that, we have Subhash Chandra Bose. So these kind of leaders, their significance in history, it has increased today when compared to 20, 30 years ago. Yes.
Said that, but even recent surveys says that Gandhi remains the most revered.
Definitely. Okay, there is no questioning it.
In all states except where it is close to the past in Punjab and West Bengal.
Okay.
Bhagat Singh and Subhash Bose.
They are more prominent there. Okay, so the recent survey has said it. Okay, but the thing is, are we not studying more about the other personalities too? See, UPSC is also very clearly aware about the same thing, sir. So let me be very clear about it, very frank about it. I'll just give you one example for the same, sir. See, UPSC before 2013, the questions on Gandhi usually used to look like, okay, discuss the significance of Gandhi in modern Indian history, sir. Okay, this was one question. Okay, so it was a standard question in UPSC main. Discuss the contribution of Gandhi to Indian national movement. Discuss the relevance of Gandhi to today's India. Okay, so these kind of questions usually used to be asked before 2013, sir. But in 2014, what UPSC did is, it has asked a question. What would have been the nature of Indian national movement without the presence of Gandhiji is the question, sir. What they are asking us to do? They are asking us to forget about the father of nation and, okay, write about the nature of Indian national movement without Gandhiji is the question, sir. Doesn't this signify a change in significance to the person that has been given? Okay, earlier UPSC never used to ask questions comparing personalities, sir. But these days it has become a trend in UPSC. In the year 2017, they asked a question comparing the personalities of Gandhi and Subhash Chandra Bose. Then after that, they asked a question asking us to compare the personality of Gandhi and Ambedkar. They asked a question again this year to compare the personality of Gandhi with Rabindranath Tagore. Just understand this very carefully, because what they are trying to do is they are trying to elevate the other personalities also in modern Indian history. That is the reason why they are asking these kind of questions, sir. It means what? What is significant to a particular time period in history might not be significant for us today, sir. During the British colonial rule, when history was being written, the utmost importance is always given to wars, sir. How many people fought? How many people died? Primarily because the British government itself is a war state, right? They regularly used to fight. For them, war history is very, very important, sir. Are you following this? But today, are we giving the same kind of significance to war history, sir? We are giving more importance to administrative history, social history, economic history, rather than to mere political history, right? Is it true or not, sir? Okay, so in history studies today, higher importance is being given to social, economic, okay, and along with that administrative aspects, rather than merely to the political aspects of history, sir. Understand this very carefully. Okay, so this is very, very important. The problem with this significance based chronological ordering of events is the significance of events will change with time, sir. Events also will change. Okay, I'll give one example. See, earlier, okay, during the British colonial rule, the Kalinga war in history, it used to have highest significance, sir. Just understand this, because Ashoka's expansionism towards Kalinga, his transformation, that was given more importance, sir. But today, the study in history is not more about the war, but what he did after the war, sir. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say? So this is more important today. This way, the event significance, then along with that, the personality significance also will rise and fall in history, sir. I'll give you one more simple example. Just understand this carefully. See, in India post 1947, okay, the women's movement in India was very, very weak, sir. Understand this very carefully, because of which reason women's contribution in history was never a separate subject of study, sir. But today, with the emergence of a strong women's movement, women are searching for heroes in the past, sir. Are you following what I'm trying to say? So that is the reason why women contribution to Indian nationalism, women contribution to, okay, for example, the women's participation in Odisha national movement, it is also becoming very, very important subject of study, sir. Understand this very carefully. Earlier in India, post 1947, okay, the tribal movement was very weak, sir. But today, tribal identity and assertion became very, very important, right? So because of which reason, there is celebration of Birsa Munda. Earlier, was Birsa Munda given the same amount of significance, sir? No. But today, the entire Indian history, it is discussing about, okay, the character of Birsa Munda, what he attempted to do, these kind of things became important subject matters in history, sir. Are you following this? So the people who are not very important, who are just given some very less significance in history earlier, today they are gaining more prominence. It means that what is significant and what is not significant, it will be determined on the basis of our needs today, sir. Are you following this? Okay, what we need today, on the basis of that, we will get examples from the past, sir. Are you following this, sir? Please take down one small definition. Okay, so small definition. Okay, as history is a record of significant events, as history is a record of significant events, comma, the significance of events or personalities, significance of events and personalities is determined on the basis of needs of today. The basis of needs of today. Full stop. Is it understandable, sir? Yes. Okay. So then after that you write after full stop. So because of this reason, history is considered to be, a continuous dialogue. History is considered to be a continuous dialogue, okay, continuous dialogue between past and present. It's considered to be a continuous dialogue between past and present, sir. So it means that according to the present, the past is also going to, what we are looking in the past is going to change, sir. Are you following this? So this is very, very important, sir. So this is the case with the study of history. So there are multiple number of examples for the same, sir. See, during the early years of Indian independence, what used to happen is utmost significance used to be given to people like Buddha, Mahavira in Indian history, sir. Okay, but today, because of the alternative reading of history, higher importance is being given to the Hindu reformers in Indian history. Okay, ranging from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Shankaracharya. Okay, their contribution to Indian history and culture is being given higher importance today than earlier, sir. Understand this very carefully. Then along with that, earlier I told you war history was very important, but today cultural history is more important, sir. Are you following this? So this way they are changing, or what we study in the past is changing according to the needs of today. That is the reason why history is considered to be a dynamic subject, and UPSC is very well about the dynamism of history, sir. Are you following this? That is the reason why, okay, so post 2013, the nature of UPSC questions has completely transformed, sir. Are you following this? Okay, this is very, very important, sir. So that is the reason why we will study the subject also in the same perspective. Okay, we are going to look at the dynamism of history rather than looking at history as a static subject. Are you following this? So this is what we are going to do in the modern Indian history course, sir. Is it all right? So this is the nature of the term modern Indian history, sir. Now let's have a look at the syllabus of this section, sir. So first and foremost, okay, so UPSC may modern Indian history is present for both prelims and mains, sir. For both sections it is present. In prelims, I have given the syllabus in the handout. You can see the handout, sir. History of India and Indian nationalism is the only term mentioned in syllabus, sir. What did they mention? History of India and Indian nationalism is the only term which is mentioned in or Indian national movement. So history of India and Indian national movement is the only term which is mentioned in UPSC syllabus, sir. So if you look at your OPSC syllabus also, in preliminary examination, the same term has been mentioned in syllabus, sir. What is it? History of India and Indian national movement is a very simple term. Okay, so by looking at the syllabus, people might feel very confident. Okay, TK, this looks very simple, we'll be able to do it. But the thing is, in order to understand the real nature of questions being asked or real nature of prelims examination, what we need to do is, rather than depending on syllabus, we have to go to previous year questions, sir. Because this line in syllabus, it hides more than what it reveals, sir. Understand this very carefully. It hides a lot. It reveals a very small thing. By looking at it, people might feel that it is very simple. But if you look at the questions which are being asked in prelims, so you will understand the dynamism of UPSC, how they are framing the questions, we will understand, sir. Okay, and from modern Indian history section, every year in prelims, sir. Okay, not less than 10 questions, sir. Okay, maybe in a year, okay, so last year they have asked some 8-9 questions, but usually minimum to minimum, somewhere around some 10 questions will be asked from this section in preliminary examination, sir. Okay, 10 questions means it is equivalent to 20 marks, sir. Okay, and 20 marks in prelims is very, very important. And my attempt in teaching modern Indian history is to make this section as much mark scoring as possible, sir. Okay, primarily because these days, if you see in the UPSC market, okay, there is a standard opinion that even though you read a lot in modern Indian history, you will be able to solve at least at best 2 or 3 questions out of 10. There is an opinion which is doing rounds, but we are going to dispel with this. Okay, so and what we are going to do is we are going to focus on, okay, the syllabus and previous year questions properly, so that we will be able to track more number of questions and make this area the stronger part of your preparation, sir. That would be my attempt. Okay, because in your OAS also modern Indian history questions in prelims, a lot many questions are being asked, sir. So I've seen some previous year questions. Okay, I've looked at the syllabus. So my opinion is even for your OAS examination, modern Indian history is very, very important. There also they are asking questions okay, similar to UPSC standards, sir. All right. So this is the case. Then after this, look at the main syllabus of the same, sir. So how many marks are you going to get? So 20 marks, that is 10 questions, that is minimum, sir. 10 questions minimum, 20 marks in prelims examination is the standard weightage from this section, sir. Then after that, you look at the main syllabus. What does the main syllabus says? Okay, so modern Indian history from about mid 18th century to present, sir. So what is mid 18th century? 1750 to present they are saying. So to present they are saying means automatically it includes post-independent India, right? Yes. Okay, but post-independent India section we have already discussed very, very thoroughly. So then after this, you see this significant events, significant personalities and issues is the syllabus, sir. What is it? Significant events, significant personalities and issues. So this is the syllabus definition, but I told you earlier itself, significance is going to change with time, sir. Yes or no? So significant events, significant personalities and issues is the syllabus, but what is significant is going to change with time. But I'll give some examples for significant events, sir. Significant events may, one important event is 1857 revolt. Non-cooperation movement is also an event. Civil disobedience movement is an event. So all of these are significant events in modern Indian history, sir. Significant personalities means I need not tell about them. Okay, Gandhi to Subhash Chandra Bose, Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay, so all these personalities are significant personalities. I'm going to give a detailed handout on nearly some 70 to 80 personalities in modern Indian history at the end of the course, so that you will be able to read them through. Okay, because sometimes in prelims examination they are asking questions from some remote personalities in Indian history, sir. Are you following this? So significant personalities is the second one, and the third one is issues. What is the meaning of issues, sir? ठीक है, events पता चला हमें, personalities पता चला. So what is the meaning of issues? So historical problems. Okay, so very good. So issues means the things like famines in India, the reason for their occurrence, British forest policy is an issue, economic impact of the British colonial rule is an issue. Okay, social impact of the British colonial rule is an issue. Are you following this, sir? So this way issue means, okay, so the thing which has a long lasting impact during the British colonial rule and after too is considered to be an issue, sir. Is it clear? So this is the issue. Then after that, the next statement is what? Okay, freedom struggle and its various stages and important contributions from different parts of the country is the next part of the syllabus, sir. See what they are saying? So freedom struggle, its various stages and important contributions from different parts of the country. So this last section of different parts of the country is going to be a challenging section, sir. Because usually earlier we used to study history from the perspective of, okay, mainly North Indian belt, right? Yes, we used to study history from the North Indian belt, and the dominance of Delhi in Indian history was very high, sir. Okay, but today what they are doing is they are deliberately asking questions from the, okay, events which occurred in different regions of India during freedom struggle. Okay, what is their significance? Who are the important leaders? What is their contribution? On these kind of issues they are asking prelims questions, sir. Understand this. That is the reason why for 1857 revolt, okay, for non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement, Quit India movement, Swadeshi movement, for every event, what we are going to do is we are going to separately study the contribution from different parts of India, sir. Is it clear? So that we will be able to answer as many prelims questions as possible, sir. So that is our strategy. And when it comes to mains, okay, in mains, okay, so the significance or the weightage of modern India is varying a lot, sir. Okay, so in some years they have asked questions from modern India equivalent to the tune of 80 marks in mains part, sir. 80 marks. Okay, 80 marks is what? 2 15-marker questions. Okay, so and along with that, okay, some 3-4 10-marker questions or 3 15-marker questions also have been asked from modern India section, sir. And at the same time, sometimes when they reduce the significance, they will minimum give 40 marks, sir. So in mains, the significance is 40 to 80 marks is the significance of this section in mains, sir. So you can write it down there, 40 to 80 marks in mains. 40 to 80 marks in mains. So that is the weightage of this section, sir. Okay, 40 to 80 marks in mains, which is a good thing. So, and as earlier, this time also what I'm going to do is I'm going to dictate some questions at the end of the class. I'll display some prelims questions also in class, okay, immediately after discussing a topic. And my sincere request to all of you again is the same thing, sir. Buy a standard book on previous year questions, both for prelims and mains. And both these questions you should continuously keep tracking. And how should you evaluate a teacher also, I'll tell you, sir. Okay, you should evaluate a teacher on the basis of the class's capability to answer the previous year questions, sir. There is only one single metric in UPSC, no other metric. Understand this very carefully. Okay, you can be very impactful teacher, but at the same time you might be unuseful for UPSC, sir. Are you following this? Okay, so the only metric that you have to look at is the previous year questions, sir. Because UPSC every year it communicates only through its questions, sir. Okay, after the exam, does the chairman of UPSC come and tell you, this year we have given the section or questions from these particular textbooks? Okay, so the paper was very good. So like cricket commentator, does he talk, sir? Does he talk like cricket commentator? He never talks, sir. UPSC speaks only through its question papers. Okay, and if you prepare for UPSC without looking at the previous year questions, your work would be, okay, like one side love story, sir. Because you are not understanding the signals from other side. Are you following this? So only when you understand the signal from the other side, then only, okay, it will become a successful love story. Otherwise, it become a one-side love story. So that is the reason why, okay, please have a look at the previous year questions as regularly as possible, sir. Okay, so every day, if you dedicate half an hour to previous year questions, that is not wasted time, sir. Every day. Okay, so as much as you look at the previous year questions, so grounded your preparation would be to the UPSC route, sir. Are you following this? So make it a habit every day in the morning, half an hour, look at the previous year questions and then start preparing, sir. Then what will happen is you will get an understanding what is important for UPSC and what is not important for UPSC, sir. Are you following this? Okay, so this is very, very important thing for us. Now, see, standard book means for previous year questions, there is one book called Disha publication, sir. Prelims ke liye chapter wise segregated book is there. It is actually good enough. Okay, they cover the questions from the past 30 years. Okay, Disha publication wala. So prelims ke liye you buy this book. Okay, and for mains also, mains there are many publications, sir. Okay, but prelims ke liye this Disha publication is good. All right. Okay, mains ke liye if you want, you can buy a Disha publication book itself. Mains ka bhi hai. Okay, or otherwise there is one more book, sir. Okay, but Disha publication is better. Okay, for both prelims and mains, this is better because they have covered exhaustively many sections. So it is good for both sections. Okay, so take these books and have a look at the questions. Then along with that, okay, before starting with the class itself, I'll ask, there is one thing, sir, that I wanted to tell you. So people usually, whenever I teach class, they ask me, okay, is book, reference book for preparation. Yes or no? Okay, so one textbook that we need to read for this section. Okay, that is one usual question that is asked, sir. Okay, but there is one book which has been usually referred to by UPSC aspirants, okay, for the modern Indian syllabus, that is Bipin Chandra. Okay, India's struggle for independence, that is Bipin Chandra is one book. Okay, but my suggestion is, let me tell it outrightly. Okay, there are no questions being asked from Bipin Chandra book these days in UPSC, sir. No questions being asked. You can check it. Okay, I am telling you, I am giving 100% guarantee. Maximum number of questions are not from Bipin Chandra, sir. They are doing it deliberately too. Because Bipin Chandra's version of history, it is more close to Indian National Congress ideology, sir. And you will not be able to properly answer any section of prelims questions or mains questions from Bipin Chandra, sir. And the book is also very thick. It would be a waste of time, sir. So please don't refer, even though it is old NCERT, let me be very clear. Okay, so it is not a very good source of information for UPSC preparation. Put it aside, sir. Then the second book which usually people refer to is Spectrum. You might be knowing about Spectrum, right? Modern Indian History, Spectrum. When I started preparing for examination, Spectrum was known for its briefness, sir. So it was just 80 to 90 page book, sir. 2011 to 2012. So this is when it was published first, 1890 page book. It was an easy handbook for us. We used to read through it for quick revision and we used to go to the examination. Okay, but today this handbook, it has become so bulky that is, okay, so it is very fatal, sir. Fatal in two respects. One is if you read it and try to, okay, remember everything in it, it will be fatal for you. Second way it is fatal is if you hit someone with that book also, they will also die. Two ways it is fatal, sir. Okay, so that is the reason why my suggestion is, see, Spectrum is also a book which is a guidebook, sir. It is not a textbook. You don't find any ideological coherence there. And why a particular information is given in the book also you will never understand. Okay, it is because cut, copy, paste of various textbooks, sir. Cut, copy, paste of various textbooks, because of which reason studying and remembering Spectrum is a very, very difficult task, sir. Let me be very clear. And before examination, the tension will start in you, sir. Just 10 days before examination, you look at the book, it will lead to a lot of tension, anxiety. So that is the reason why my suggestion is, okay, you use Spectrum, but not, okay, completely read Spectrum from cover to cover, sir. How will you use Spectrum? I'll discuss one topic today. Okay, 18th century India, I'll discuss. Immediately go home, open your Spectrum. Okay, read that particular section. And if any information is present which you think is important, which is not present in the handout, take it down on a white sheet and attach it to the handout, sir. It is a very, very simple exercise. Are you following what I'm trying to say? So that within, by the time we end this section in history, what you should do is you should dispose of with Spectrum textbook, sir. Are you following this? This is the standard thumb rule that you have to follow, sir. Otherwise, what will happen is the modern Indian history book Spectrum, it is like a nightmare for many UPSC aspirants, sir. It has become so thick. Okay. Primarily, the reason being what UPSC and Spectrum are playing a game, sir. What they are doing, Spectrum became a very good handbook for students. UPSC started deliberately asking questions outside from Spectrum. So this year they ask questions outside from Spectrum. Next year, Spectrum releases a new edition. What they will do, they will include all the previous year questions, whatever content is there, they will include, sir. This way, in this game between Spectrum and UPSC over the past 10 years, the real casualty is the students, sir. Okay, wo log lad rahe, okay, but the casualty is the students. Okay, today what happened, even if some question is asked from Spectrum, students will not be able to say whether it is from Spectrum or not, sir. Okay, that is the situation today. So that is the reason why my suggestion would be make the handouts your primary source of learning. And Spectrum textbook, you can use it as a reference book. Okay, that too only superficially you have to read, sir. Okay, many additional informations, unuseful information is dumped into it. Okay, and it is very difficult to chew and digest, sir. Let me be very clear about it. That is the reason why my suggestion is use Spectrum, okay, as a reference book. Every day after class, you read through it, okay, some sections. If there is an online copy, it is even better, sir, because you can make notes very fast. Okay, and you need not buy the book also. That is additional advantage. So you can do that, okay, and add some additional information here and there, and after that get done with the textbook, sir. Is it clear? So that is what you have to do. So as usual, I don't give many additional sources, sir. Primarily the reason being time is a major constraint in UPSC preparation. So take optimization, okay, make optimal use of your time. So whatever additional information I dictate, okay, some points from Spectrum, that should be your reading material, sir. That's it. All right. So then after this, okay, I'm not able to close this slides and open one writing pad, sir. So every time it is a problem for me. Yes. This one? This one, if I click, this is coming. That's the reason why I don't want to open PPTs. Which one? More, na? More, if I use, some different things are coming. Okay, I need one. No, there is one close button. I remember last time when I came also, it was the same problem. This one's. I see. I got it. Okay, no need to go. Did someone go? No, right? Okay. So that is the case. Now, okay. Based on the previous year questions, I have already enlisted the topics that we are going to discuss. I am going to give a brief on these topics, sir. Just, okay, mention the name index kind of thing. First we are going to do. See, when it comes to modern Indian history, we have done a 4-part division of the syllabus, sir. In total, how many parts? 4-part division of the syllabus we have done, sir. So these 4 parts of the syllabus are, okay, so 4 parts are there. The first part of the syllabus is, okay, establishment of British Empire in India, sir. Okay, this is the first topic. Establishment of British Empire in India is the first topic for us. Then after discussing the establishment of British Empire, okay, which is a very important section and it is going to take some time, sir. Then after this, we are going to discuss the second major chapter, that is the reactions and rebellions against the British Empire in India, sir. Okay, reactions and rebellions is the second topic. So initially in the first 100 years of British rule in India, from 1757 to 1857, nearly 120 revolts occurred in different parts of India, sir. How many? 120 revolts have occurred. Many were farmer, tribal revolts. Some were the revolts of the earlier ruling classes. So this way, we are going to do a detailed study, but not of all 120, sir. Only the important ones we are going to study. The things like Paika Rebellion. Okay, I think you might be knowing about it, right? So Paika Rebellion. Okay, then Birsa Munda's revolt. All of these things we are going to study in reactions and rebellions section, sir. Then after the reactions and rebellions, the next topic that we are going to discuss is the dominant line of Indian national movement. Okay, dominant line of Indian national movement. So this is also a very, very important topic, sir. Here we are going to discuss about the rise of middle classes in India, moderates, extremists, Gandhiji, Swadeshi movement, revolutionary terrorism. Okay, all of these aspects we are going to discuss in the dominant line of Indian nationalism. So this is the line which is given more importance by the earlier historians. They used to give utmost importance to this line of history, sir. Then after discussing this dominant line of history, the 4th major section for us is we are going to discuss about a topic which is called as, okay, alternative voices of nations. This is very, very important. Okay, alternative voices of nation is the next topic, and this topic, it shows the dynamism in history, sir. Okay, earlier, okay, this line, it was very, very important for us, but now the more important part is the alternative voices of nation, sir. And in alternative voices of nation, we are going to discuss about the women contribution to Indian nationalism, tribal contribution to Indian nationalism, worker contribution to Indian nationalism, farmer contribution to Indian nationalism. We are going to discuss about the Dalit contribution to Indian nationalism, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, okay, and his struggle with the dominant line of history. We are going to also discuss in the alternative voice of nation, okay, one important thing, that is rise of communalism and separation of Pakistan from India. That is also one thing that we are going to discuss in this section, sir. Are you following this? So 4 parts are there. One is establishment of British colonial empire. The second one is reactions and rebellions against the British colonial state, dominant line of Indian nationalism, and alternative voice of nation. So this way there are 4 subparts to this section, sir. Is it clear? So now the thing is, in establishment of British empire, the thing is, the most importance I'm going to give to one section which is called as the ideology of British empire, sir. Okay, this is a logical explanation of the British colonial state, sir. That is a very, very important topic. It will help us in understanding the entire process of the British colonial state more clearly, sir. Is it clear? Similarly, in the dominant line of Indian nationalism also, I am going to discuss about one topic which is called as the ideology of Indian nationalism, sir. So these are 2 very, very important sections in our syllabus, sir. So they will help us in answering both the prelims and mains questions too. So one is the ideology of establishment of British empire in India. Then the second one is ideology of dominant line of Indian nationalism. 2 very important topics, sir. Most of our mains questions and prelims questions will come from this section, sir. Is it all right? Okay, so this is the nature of the things, sir. So these are important things. So ideology of establishment of British empire, reactions and rebellions, dominant line of history, and alternative voices of nation. So these are the 4 major parts of our syllabus, sir. Is it clear? Then one next topic that we are going to discuss is, before understanding the establishment of the British empire, first thing is we need to get a clarity on, okay, the condition of India before the establishment of the British empire. So the first topic that we are going to discuss today is 18th century India is the first topic, sir. Is it all right? What we are going to discuss? We are going to discuss a very important topic, that is 18th century India. What was India like in 18th century? Okay, what were the circumstances in which the British Empire was established in India? these factors we need to understand them clearly, sir. All right. So 18th century India is the first topic for us, and whenever we are discussing any major or we are discussing in 18th century India a period of nearly 100 years, right? Yes or no? 18th century means from 1700 to 1800. So what was the situation of India like? We are trying to understand, sir. So when we are studying such a broad period in history, what we are going to do is usually it is better for us to do a politico, economic and social analysis of the period, right? Yes. So rather than studying about some events, it is better for us to do a political, social and economic analysis of the period, sir. Is it all right? So that is the reason why we are going to do that. So first and foremost, we are going to discuss about the condition of 18th century polity in India, sir. So 18th century polity in India, what was the situation like? So what factors led to the rise of the British Empire in India? Let's try to understand in this section, sir. Is it all right? So I think medieval India is already done for you. Yes. So in medieval India, you might be knowing that, okay, by 18th century, what was happening in India, sir? What is the major thing that was happening in India by the 18th century? So very good. So the most important thing is, okay, decline of Mughal Empire is the most important political event in Indian history during this period, sir. What is it? Decline of Mughal Empire. See, the Mughal Empire, it has seen its broadest expanse in the 17th century, sir. 17th century, Mughal Empire was at its peak of its power. It was also at the peak of its geographical extent too, sir. Is it all right? So, and the peak of the Mughal Empire's geographical extent is under the rule of Aurangzeb, sir. Okay, Aurangzeb is the ruler of the largest part of India, sir. In fact, he crossed even Emperor Ashoka. Okay, so and later Guptan rulers also in the extent of his empire, sir. Because his empire extended from Afghanistan in the northwest to Assam in the northeast, sir. Even though there are resistance in many pockets, so his empire extended from Afghanistan to Assam, and from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, his empire extended, sir. So he had a united sovereignty over the entirety of India. Okay, and this way he established a large Mughal empire during his period, sir. And the decline of Mughals in India, it started in 1707. Okay, and this is the year when Aurangzeb, he died in India, sir. Understand this very carefully. He came down to Deccan in order to hunt the Marathas, and in the process, he died in Deccan region itself at a place which is called as Aurangabad, sir. Okay, Aurangabad is in Maharashtra. That is the place where he died, and 1707 is the year when Aurangzeb died, and this started the process of decline of Mughal Empire, sir. Okay, understand this very carefully. Decline of Mughal Empire, and what are the factors for this decline, sir? Can you tell some factors? Why did Mughal Empire decline? Because medieval India is done briefly for you, or it is done for you. So you should tell me. So why did the Mughal Empire decline? Okay, first and foremost, after Aurangzeb, we have a long list of weak rulers of Mughal Empire, sir. Okay, there were a long list of weak rulers. No ruler governed for a long period of time. Even if they governed, most of them were never interested in administration, sir. Okay, most of them were never interested in administration. There were many famous rulers who are known for their laid back attitude, sir. Okay, who did not involve themselves in administration. And just to give you an example, I'll tell about one such great ruler, that is Muhammad Shah Rangila, sir. So his name itself shows his colorful lifestyle. Yes or no? Okay, so and this person, he never used to participate in court meetings or administrative work, sir. He always used to stay in his harem. Okay, and he was also a great patron of Hindustani classical music, sir. So because of which reason, he was not interested in administration at all. Usually the people who are more artistic in their orientation, they will be very bad administrators, sir. Understand this. And Muhammad Shah Rangila is one such person who was more interested in art than administration, and he governed the Mughal Empire for 30 years, and his period is known for the complete ruin of the Mughal Empire, sir. Is it all right? Then apart from that, one more important problem, okay, apart from the weak rulers, is the second important issue in the decline of Mughal Empire is, in the Mughal Empire, there is no clear law of succession, sir. You might be knowing about this, right? There is no clear law of succession. Usually, okay, in Hindu families, the law of succession, what does it do, sir? The eldest son will become the next ruler after the father, right? Okay, there is a Hindu law of succession. But in Islamic law of succession, particularly the Mongol law of succession was very different, sir. Primarily because under the Mongol law of succession, okay, what used to happen is after the death of the king, the rule is his empire should be divided among his sons, sir. You might have studied about it, right? Okay, Genghis Khan, he started this tradition of division of empire among the children of the emperor, sir. Is it all right? So, division of the empire. And this division of empire is usually called as, okay, there is a particular technical term for this, sir, which is called as appanage system, or it is also called as copersonary system. Understand this carefully. It is called as appanage system or copersonary system, where after the death of the ruler, his sons will divide his empire among themselves. Then it is called as appanage or copersonary system, sir. Okay, so you might have studied in medieval India. Humayun similarly divided his empire among his brothers, and that is one of the main reasons for his downfall. Yes, so this is the standard law in the Mongol empire, sir. And because of this law, what used to happen is none of the children of the rulers were willing to share power and divide territory among themselves, sir. So what they used to do is immediately after the death of the emperor, and sometimes when his health deteriorates also, these people, they used to fight against each other and they used to conduct a civil war, sir. And at the end of the civil war, whoever wins the civil war, he used to become the next ruler, sir. Is it correct or not? That is the reason why Aurangzeb, he killed Dara Shikoh and his two other brothers also in order to become the emperor. Is it true or not, sir? There are many instances in Mughal empire when the fathers killed their own children because they are contesting for power against them, sir. Is it understandable? So this is all because of absence of a clear law of succession among the Mughals, and the Mughal rule is division of empire, and no ruler was willing to do this. That is the reason why they used to conduct civil war. And this civil wars, okay, earlier, okay, during the great Mughal period, they used to bring the most meritorious person to the throne, sir. This is a good thing, right? So people will fight, and the person who is most meritorious among the fighters, he will emerge the victorious person, sir. Okay, this used to work during the early Mughal period. But during the later Mughal period, what happened is the civil wars, they became a continuous phenomenon, primarily because most of the rulers, they governed for a very short period of time, sir. And in the civil wars, rather than the rulers fighting against each other, the more important role is being played by the nobles of the Mughal empire. They got the power. Okay, nobles got the power, and the rulers were just proxies. The real fight is between different nobles, and these nobles used to fight and determine who is going to become the ruler, sir. But if the noble determines who is going to become the ruler, after the rulers take power, what will the nobles do, sir? They will start controlling them. The rulers will become puppets, whereas the nobles will become more powerful, sir. Understand this. One of the main reasons for the decline of the Mughal empire is because of the rising significance of the nobles and the decreasing significance of the rulers because of the civil wars which were fought after the death of the rulers. Is it clear? Did you understand the second factor for the decline of the Mughal empire? Okay, one is, okay, what? Weak rulers. And the second one is the absence of law of succession which led to the rise of weak rulers. Clear? Then उसके साथ में और भी कुछ factors है क्या? Okay, good. You have used a technical term. I'll explain it a little later. Okay, but one more important crisis or weakness for the Mughal empire is, okay, primarily Mughal empire also became very, very weak because of the religious policies followed by Aurangzeb, sir. Okay, the religious policies which have been followed by Aurangzeb in his zeal to implement absolute Islam in India. So what he did is he destroyed multiple number of temples. Okay, and in the process, what he has done is he has made enemies of the majority population in India, sir. Understand this very carefully. The Mughal empire in India, it is established on the basis of collaboration of the Hindus with the Mughal empire, sir. Understand this very carefully. From the time of Akbar itself, Hindus were recruited in large number into the Mughal establishment, and this alliance, it made the Mughal empire stable in India, sir. But Aurangzeb's most important contribution is what? he destroyed this alliance between the majority Hindus and the Mongols of India. He destroyed this alliance by following policies which are counter to Hinduism, sir. Is it making sense? So this is one important thing that Aurangzeb has done, and his religious policies, it converted the strongest supporters of his empire into its strongest enemies, sir. Are you following this? So this is one more factor. So the religious policies of Aurangzeb are very, very important in destruction of the Mughal empire, sir. Clear? Then after this, is there any other factor, sir? Okay, rise of regional powers is a very strong statement. I'll tell you about why the regional powers have risen. Okay, what is the intention? I'll explain this, sir. But before that, let's go back to the word that you have used, that is called as a Jagirdari crisis, sir. Okay, so you might have studied about the Mansab Jagir system, right, in medieval India. Yes, Mansab Jagir system, it's working, you might have studied. Now, let me explain this Jagirdari crisis in a more broader perspective in order to understand 18th century India, sir. Just listen to me carefully. In fact, 18th century India, it is known for a large scale agrarian crisis in India, sir. Okay, it is not just about Jagirdari crisis. There was a broader agrarian crisis in India, sir. Okay, try to understand this. I'll explain this, why agriculture was in crisis in India. Let's try to understand this, sir. See, during Mughal rule, there used to be a farmer who will cultivate the land, because this is important for me later to explain permanent settlement also. I'll explain this clearly, sir. Just understand this. Above the farmer who actually cultivates the land, in every village there used to be a Jamindar who is the revenue collector from farmers. Okay, every village used to have a Jamindar who is the revenue collector from the farmer. Farmer cultivates, Jamindar collects the revenue from the farmer, sir. Then from Jamindar, the revenue will be collected by a person by the name of Jagirdar, sir. Okay, understand the flow of Mughal revenue system: farmer to Jamindar, Jamindar to Jagirdar. And this Jagirdar, okay, because he is collecting the revenue, he is supposed to maintain army for the ruler. Yes. Then along with that, the Jagirdar also performs administrative functions. Two functions the Jagirdar has. Okay, I'll dictate most of the things. If you are able to write it down. Otherwise, I'll dictate it, sir. Don't worry. Okay, so Jamindar, he will pay revenue to the Jagirdar, and Jagirdar, for collecting revenue, he is going to maintain army for the ruler, and along with that, he is also going to become an administrator in the Mughal empire, sir. But the thing is, we have to understand one thing very carefully, sir. The Jagirdar who is present in one particular region, he can never become administrator of the same region, sir. So let's suppose I am a Jagirdar of, okay, so one district, Bhubaneswar, sir. When I am collecting revenue from the Bhubaneswar region, I cannot be an administrator in the same region, sir. If I am collecting revenue from Bhubaneswar, I will be appointed as an administrator in Hyderabad. Okay, where I am administering, there I will be called as Mansabdar, and where I am collecting revenue, there I will be called as Jagirdar, sir. That is the reason why it is called as Mansab Jagir system. Because here the same person who is a Mansabdar, okay, he will be a Jagirdar in a different region, sir. Why did they do this? Very good. In order to prevent concentration of power, they have followed this rule, sir. Very, very good one. Why? Because if the same person is administrator and revenue collector in the same region, then what will happen, sir? He will exploit the farmers. He will exploit the Jamindars. In the case where he is a Jagirdar and not a Mansabdar, if he tries to exploit the farmer or Jamindar, immediately they will reach out to the Mansabdar. Yes, and that will check the power of the Jagirdar, right? Yes, this is very, very important, sir. Mansab Jagir system, it is based on the principle of checks and balances of power, sir. So that is what they have done. So Jagirdar is present, and Jagirdar, after maintaining army and administering, if any money is left with him, he has to pay the money to the emperor, and this payment to the emperor is usually called as Fawazin, sir. Okay, understand this. The payment to the emperor is called as Fawazin. After maintaining army, after administering, if any money is left with him, that he has to pay to the emperor, and the payment to the emperor is called as Fawazin. This was the standard practice in Mughal Empire. Now, let us try to understand In this practice, okay, where there is clear system of checks and balances, where there is, okay, no concentration of power, why did an agricultural crisis come into picture? Let's try to understand, sir. Is it making sense to you? Yes. Okay, but why did the agricultural crisis come means primarily with the expansion of the Mughal Empire to the farthest reaches under Aurangzeb, he has recruited a lot many local noblemen into his administrative system, sir. Understand this very carefully. He has expanded to Maharashtra, and in Maharashtra there were numerous Maratha important families, sir. They were maintaining army also. So he has recruited them and integrated them into the Jagirdars. Are you following this? He came down south, and in south also there were numerous Jagirdars, and all these Jagirdars were integrated into the Mughal administration by Aurangzeb. This led to, okay, expansion in the class of Jagirdars so much that there was not enough land to give as Jagir to every Jagirdar. Are you following what I'm trying to say? So, and this expansion of Jagirdars substantially and absence of land for Jagirdars is what is called as the Jagirdari crisis. And when this Jagirdari crisis came into picture, understand this very carefully, sir. What Aurangzeb used to do is, Aurangzeb used to, okay, skip Jagirs to the people who are collecting revenue. Okay, he will give Jagir for 1 year, sir. And after that for 3 years, he doesn't allocate any Jagir to them, sir. समझ लीजिए, 1 साल आपको सैलरी मिलेगा, उसके बाद में 3 years you will not be paid any salary. Are you following this? But you have to maintain the army, you have to also administer the region. So naturally, when you don't give Jagirs regularly to the Jagirdars, when they are given a Jagir, what will they do, sir? They will try to exploit as much as possible because they don't know when they are going to get Jagir again. True or not, sir? Is it making sense to what I'm trying to say? This is at the heart of the Jagirdari crisis, and this Jagirdari crisis, it led to a broader agricultural crisis in India because the Jagirdars who are hungry for money, when they are given a Jagir, these people started collecting excessive revenue from the farmers, which made the farmers stop cultivation in many regions. Are you following this? So if the Jagirdar himself takes away 90% of your net produce, then what will you do, sir? Okay, for working hard, cultivating, okay, so if 30 or 40% is the revenue, then it is fair. But if the Jagirdar comes and collects 90% of the money as revenue or the farm produce as revenue, you don't have any other way out except to rebel against the Jagirdar with the help of the Jamindars. Are you following what I'm trying to say? So what you are going to do? Because the Jagirdar is exploiting, the Jamindar and farmer together, they are going to revolt against the Jagirdar, and the revolt against Jagirdar will also become a revolt against the Mughal Emperor. Is it making sense or not, sir? Yes. So this is how every revolt which occurred in 18th century against the Mughal Empire, it had at its heart an agricultural problem. Even though Shivaji's struggle against Aurangzeb is usually projected as a religious war, right? But at the heart of the struggle of Shivaji against Aurangzeb, the heart of it is the agricultural crisis which occurred in Maratha region because of the Jagirdar exploitation, sir. समझ में आ रहा है आप लोगों को? Primarily because who are participating in the army of Shivaji, sir? Who are the soldiers? The Marathas are the soldiers. And what is the occupation of the Maratha Kunbis, sir? Farming. They are essentially agricultural farmers who took up arms against the Jagirdars because of the excessive exploitation, and this anger of the farmers, Shivaji was able to convert it very effectively into a rebellion against the Mughal Empire. समझ में आ रहा है? And the second major revolt which occurred against the Mughals during the Mughal rule is, okay, the revolt of the Sikhs against Aurangzeb. Okay, one part of it is why? Because Aurangzeb was persecuting the Sikh gurus, they revolted against Aurangzeb, right? But the second and more important part is, what is the primary occupation of Sikhs, sir? Farming. Sikhs are also again farmers, sir. At the heart of the Sikh rebellion also, or the popularity of the Sikh rebellion is primarily because of the agricultural crisis which occurred here, sir. Are you following this? And one more main community which revolted against the successors of Aurangzeb are the Jat peasants, sir. Jat's main occupation is also again agriculture. So this way, every rebellion had an agricultural issue at its heart, sir. Are you following this? So that is the reason why I said Jagirdari crisis is the reason for agricultural crisis, and agricultural crisis, it led to numerous rebellions against the Mughal Empire, sir. Is it making sense? So this is one more thing, one more important factor for the decline of the Mughal Empire is this, sir. Yes, okay, Haryana, Rajasthan people, these are the Jats, and the Jats also revolted against the Mughal Empire, and they also occupied the second capital of the Mughal Empire, that is Agra, sir. Understand this? Okay, I'll explain more about them shortly. Okay, so but this is the nature of the decline of the Mughal Empire is an outcome of agrarian crisis. Okay, which is an outcome of the Jagirdari crisis. Are you following this?
Yeah. Important rebellion is same or different?
It is same, sir. Yes. Okay, rebellion is having more of a mass character, sir. Yes. Okay, so more of a mass character. Revolt also has a mass character. Okay, but these terms are used interchangeably. There is not much of a difference between them. So any revolt or revolution, if you say, revolution is a thing which occurs in short term, okay, but it has a long term impact, then it is called as a revolt or revolution, sir. Okay, so that is the case with this. So I think you have understood the agrarian crisis. Did you understand the Jagirdari crisis, sir, properly? Did you understand the Mughal revenue collection system? Yes. So all of these are important factors for the decline of the Mughal Empire, sir. Then apart from this, is there any other factor for the decline of the Mughal Empire, sir? Very good. See, in fact, military weakness is one of the major reasons for the decline of the Mughal Empire, sir. And why did this military weakness come into picture? Finance is the heart of the issue, sir. Because the Jagirdars are not being paid properly. Will they be able to maintain the military, sir? No. And their loyalty to the government, will it be intact when they are not being paid salaries, sir? Stop the salaries of the government employees for 1 month. Okay, then after that you can question their loyalty, sir. Yes or no? Usually government employees are considered to be the most loyal to the government, right? But you stop their salaries for 1 month. But these Jagirdars, they are not being paid salaries for years together, sir. So naturally the loyalty was not towards the Mughal Empire, and this also led to the military weakness of the Mughal Empire, sir. Is it clear? So this is one more factor for the weakness of the Mughal Empire. Then along with that, one more important reason for the decline of the Mughal Empire is, okay, during their period, numerous external invasions have occurred over India, sir. During the later Mughal period, okay, it is known for external invasions over India. Okay, the first such invasion, okay, is of a person by the name of Nadir Shah, who was a ruler of Persian region, and he invaded India in 1739, sir. Okay, and he fought against Muhammad Shah Rangila, the more famous emperor. Okay, so he fought against him. Okay, so but in this battle, what happened is the Mughals, they brutally lost to Nadir Shah, and after losing to Nadir Shah occupied the city of Delhi, and in Delhi, he has butchered nearly 20,000 people on a single day, sir. Okay, on a single day, he has butchered 20,000 people, he looted Delhi, and he carried away most of the wealth of the Mughal Empire back to Persia. And as part of the things that he carried, one important thing is, okay, the peacock throne. Then along with that, he also carried away the Kohinoor diamond from India, sir. Is it clear? And one of the soldiers who was working for Nadir Shah in his army was a person by the name of Ahmad Shah Abdali, sir. And this Ahmad Shah Abdali, he understood very clearly the weakness of the Mughal Empire. And after Nadir Shah's invasion, this person, he has invaded India nearly 13 times in total, sir. Are you following this? And Ahmad Shah Abdali, he became an independent ruler of Afghanistan, and he also invaded the Mughal Empire 13 times. And these external invasions also made the Mughal Empire very, very weak, sir. Is it clear? Then one more important factor for the decline of the Mughal Empire is, even though Mughal Empire is a very strong land-based empire, sir. It was a very strong land-based empire, and during the time of Akbar, it is usually said that Mughal Empire was the strongest empire in the entire world, not just India, sir. Understand this carefully. But the thing is, the Mughal Empire's major military flaw was it always focused on a land-based empire because of land-based empire and taking advantage of the weakness of the Mughals at sea. Okay, Mughals were very weak at sea, sir. So what happened is numerous European trading companies, okay, from almost 16th century onwards, they took the entire Indian Ocean region out of the control of the Mughal Empire, sir. Understand this? From when? From 16th century itself. Okay, 1498, Vasco da Gama has come to India. You might be knowing about this. Okay, from 1500 on. Okay, from 1500 on, okay, what was happening is the Indian Ocean effectively it went out of the control of the Mughal Empire, sir. Is it making sense? On ocean, Mughal Empire did not have any control, and on land too, the European trading companies have established numerous strategic ports of their own, and through these strategic ports, they took control of the Indian commerce over the seas. Is it clear? External invasions were there, internal weakness was there, no control over the sea. Okay, so all of these are critical factors in the decline of the Mughal Empire in India, sir. Is it clear? So automatically when the center becomes weak, what will happen, sir? Definitely, okay, there will be division of empire. Yes, because regional powers will reassert themselves, or different regions will become independent from the center when the center becomes weak, right? Yes. So that is what happened to Mughal India in 18th century. I'll show just one map of Mughal India. Okay, so and how it became very weak at this point of time. So this is one map of Mughal India during 1764. Okay, 1764 is the year of it is an important year because the Battle of Buxar. Okay, so it was fought in this year. So let's have a look at the Mughal India during this period, sir. So what are the various regional powers which have emerged? Just have a look at the map first. Then after that we will read through the handout and I'll explain some things also parallelly, sir. Okay, just understand this. See the Mughal Empire during Aurangzeb, that is 50 years ago. Okay, 50 years ago from this map period, Mughal Empire, it extended, it was a pan-India empire, sir. Okay, but by 1764, look at the map of Mughal Empire and look at, okay, so where the Mughals had actual effective control, sir. So it is just Delhi and some parts of Uttar Pradesh are under their control. Yes. So rest of the region, it went out of their control. Yes, sir. Now, immediately after the Mughal Empire, to the east of it, we can see an independent state which is called as Awadh, which is also called traditionally in Hinduism Ayodhya region, sir. Okay, Awadh or Ayodhya is the next one, and the Nawab of Awadh is a person who was earlier a nobleman in the Mughal court, sir. But by understanding the weakness of the Mughal court, what this person did is he asserted the independence of Awadh region, sir. Is it clear? And the person who asserted the independence of Awadh region is called as a Saadat Khan, sir, and his position in the Mughal court is, okay, he was called as Nawab Wazir, sir. Okay, because he used to play the role of Wazir. What is the meaning of Wazir, sir? Prime Minister. He was a Prime Minister at the Mughal court, but by understanding the weakness of the Mughal court, he established an independent kingdom of his own. That is the reason why his title is Nawab Wazir, and he is also called as Burhan ul Mulk. Okay, two titles he had, sir, and his name is Saadat Khan. And the important thing about this Awadh region is when Nadir Shah invaded India, okay, the Awadh region, rather than supporting the Mughal Empire, it worked against the Mughal Empire along with Nadir Shah, sir. Understand this. Primarily the reason being, he was suspended from his position of Wazir by the Mughal ruler, so he sided with Nadir Shah, sir. And while siding with Nadir Shah, what this person did is, in fact, he is the reason for Nadir Shah's invasion over India. Understand this carefully. Nadir Shah was present in Persia. This person sent many ambassadors and wrote many letters to Nadir Shah inviting him to come and invade India, sir. Okay, and he also promised him his support if he invades India. Are you following this? And in order to make Nadir Shah invade over India, this person, he has promised Nadir Shah enormous riches if he comes to India, sir. So Nadir Shah, believing in the promise of Saadat Khan, he has invaded India. Even though he looted a lot, okay, but the thing is, his loot was not equivalent to the promise made by Saadat Khan, sir. He looted a lot, but this person promised even more to Nadir Shah. So at this point of time, what Nadir Shah did is, after successfully conquering Delhi, he started putting pressure on Saadat Khan. Why I am telling this story is also important, saying that whatever shortfall is there in the loot, you have to fulfill it. Are you following this? Okay, कितना भी कमी है आपको वो भरना पड़ेगा. Okay, Saadat Khan, unable to tolerate this pressure, he poisoned himself to death, sir. Are you understanding this? वो कहां से लेके आएगा? दिल्ली लूटने के बाद भी वो it was not equivalent to the promise which was made. Where will he get the money from? So that is the reason why, unable to tolerate this pressure, he committed suicide, sir. This is the story of the famous Saadat Khan, who supported Nadir Shah during his invasion over India, sir. Okay, so UPSC asks questions on stories, sir. And this is one important story. And Saadat Khan commits suicide, but his successors continue ruling Awadh state as an independent state from the Mughal Empire, sir. Is it clear? Then similarly, Bengal is also one more important Mughal state at that point of time, sir. And it included regions of today's Bihar, and it also included regions of today's West Bengal, and along with West Bengal, it also included Bangladesh of today, sir. And before this map was made in 1764 map, this was, even Odisha was also part of the Bengal Subha, sir. Because during Mughal period, okay, Subha means what? Province. Province or state is called as Subha, and the Bengal province was a huge province which included Odisha too, sir. Okay, and this region, it was made independent by a person by the name of Murshid Quli Khan, who was also a noble in the Mughal court, sir. Who made this region independent? Murshid Quli Khan. He made this region independent, and he was also a noble in the Mughal court, sir. Originally, his background, if you look at, he was a Brahmin from Deccan region, sir. Okay, in a war of Aurangzeb, he was captured and converted, and after conversion, okay, what happened is this person, because of his administrative capability, he became a very important noble in the Mughal court, and finally what this person did is, he converted the Bengal region into an independent state from the Mughal Empire, sir. Are you following this? This is very, very important personality, sir. But the problem for Murshid Quli Khan is, he was being continuously raided by the Marathas. Okay, the Marathas were a rebel state at that point of time, and they were continuously raiding Bengal region, sir. And after the death of Murshid Quli Khan, okay, his successors were very weak, and the power in Bengal was captured by a person by the name of Alivardi Khan. Okay, just listen to the names, no need to remember, don't feel any stress, just listen, sir. Okay, Alivardi Khan, he captured power in Bengal, and unable to tolerate the continuous Maratha raids, what Alivardi Khan did is, he gave away the Odisha region to the Marathas. Are you following this? That is the reason why, okay, Odisha here in this map, it is shown as a Maratha province, even though during Mughal period, it was part of the Bengal Subha, it was later given away to the Marathas. Is it making sense? Yes. So, and after Alivardi Khan, the last independent ruler of Bengal region is whom, sir? Yes, please. Who is the last independent ruler of Bengal? First independent ruler is Murshid Quli Khan. Who is the last, I am asking? Siraj ud-Dawla. You might be knowing about the Battle of Plassey. You might have heard about it. Plassey is a very important battle where Siraj ud-Dawla, he was killed, okay, by Mir Jafar, and Bengal was conquered by the Britishers. Yes or no? Is it clear, sir? This is a very, very important Subha. Bengal was an independent Subha, sir. Then after that, let's have a look at the other provinces too. Okay, just have a look at the map first, sir. Then, can you see this huge state of Nizam of Hyderabad, sir? Yes. So, Nizam of Hyderabad, and see, this Carnatic region is also shown in the same color, right? Understand this carefully, sir. Carnatic region. Carnatic is not Karnataka, sir. Okay, don't be confused by this. Carnatic is actually the Tamil Nadu coastal region is called as Carnatic, sir. Okay, Carnatic is different, Karnataka is different, sir. See, Nizam of Hyderabad, he was also an important Turkish noble in the Mughal Empire, sir. Okay, he also played the role of, okay, the Wazir role he also played in the Mughal court. Then after that, understanding the weakness of the Mughal Empire, what this person did is, he carved an independent state for himself in Deccan region, sir. Is it clear? When these people were continuously rebelling, the Mughal Emperor did not have the military capability to occupy and control them, sir. Are you following this? So noblemen were becoming independent, but the Mughal ruler was so weak that he was not able to take back control over any of these regions, sir. So what they have done is, he has carved out a huge territory for himself. Okay, ranging from Deccan to the tip of Tamil Nadu, he has carved out a huge kingdom, sir. And this person's title in the Mughal court was, okay, his title was Nizam ul Mulk was his title, sir. What is his title? Nizam ul Mulk, and his real name is Chinglichki Khan, sir. Okay, very peculiar name. Okay, his original name is what? Chinglichki Khan is his name, sir. Okay, but he also had one more title which is called as Asaf Jah, and the dynasty of Nizam of Hyderabad, it came to be known as the Asaf Jahi dynasty or the Nizam dynasty, it came to be called as, sir. Is it clear? Because his title is Nizam ul Mulk, his title is Asaf Jah, but his original name is Chinglichki Khan. That is the reason why the Nizam of Hyderabad state is a huge state which used to be called as Asaf Jahi dynasty, or it is also called as the Nizam's dynasty, it is called as, sir. Is it clear? And their successors, they continued ruling the Hyderabad state till 1948, sir. Are you following this? Till 1948, they continued ruling over this state, but because of the large extent of the state, what he did is, he has given away some part of his state, that is Carnatic, to his relatives, sir. Okay, so there was a small understanding there, and the Carnatic state, it became semi-independent, but it was under the overall control of the Nizam of Hyderabad, sir. Is it making sense? And the capital of the Carnatic region is Arcot, sir. Okay, the capital is what? Arcot is the capital. Whereas the Hyderabad state, the capital is Hyderabad. Then Bengal, what is the capital, sir? Any guess on the capital of Bengal? No, Kolkata, sir. Kolkata is a British colonial state. The capital for this region is a city which has been established by Murshid Quli Khan, which he named after himself, which is called as Murshidabad. Okay, capitals also, please write in the map itself, capitals you write, Murshidabad. And for Awadh, what is the capital, sir? Lucknow. Okay, Lucknow is the capital of Awadh region, sir. Okay, capitals are also important because all of these are important cultural cities of 18th century India, sir. Okay, Lucknow, Murshidabad, okay, then Hyderabad and Arcot, A-R-C-O-T, Arcot is the spelling, sir. Arcot, these were the capitals of these regions. Okay, and all these states put together, they are usually called as successor states of the Mughal Empire. What are they called as? Successor states. Why are they called as successor states? Successor means what? So they have come from the Mughal nobility. Where did they come from? They came from the Mughal nobility, and they were attached to the Mughal court. That is the reason why these people are called as successor states of the Mughal Empire, sir. Is it clear? Is the term clear for you? Successor states, and Saadat Khan at one place, Murshid Quli Khan at one place, and Chinglichki Khan at other place. So these are the three important successor states of the Mughal Empire, sir. Is it clear? Yes? Okay, so that is the reason why it is said that what is there in a name? Okay, name can be as funny as possible, but the persons might be very serious, sir. Yes or no? Okay, so this is one example for the same. Then apart from that, the next thing is during the Mughal Empire. Okay, so just have a look at this map once more, sir. Okay, there were some states in the Mughal Empire at this point of time which were called as rebel states against the Mughal Empire, sir. Okay, rebel state means what? The state has been established through a rebellion or revolt against the Mughal Empire, then these states are called as rebel states, sir. Is it clear? And one of the most significant rebellion in India against the Mughal Empire, it was led by the Marathas. Is it clear? Okay, it was led by the Marathas under the leadership of Shivaji. Okay, initially there was a rebellion, but during his successor's period, okay, the Maratha state, it became an independent state, and it has asserted its authority over India, and it had the largest expanse during the 18th century in India, sir. That is the reason why sometimes 18th century in India is also called as Maratha century, sir. Are you following this? And have a look at this. Initially, what was the capital of Shivaji, sir? What was the capital of Shivaji? Not Pune. Pune was the capital of the later day prime ministers of the Shivaji's line, which is called as Peshwas, sir. In fact, the capital of Shivaji was Satara. Okay, Satara is the capital of Shivaji, sir. Okay, Satara is the capital of Shivaji. But okay, have a look at this, sir. So apart from Satara, later day, what happened is because of the weakness of the Shivaji line of or Shivaji's descendants, the more important power in the Maratha state was taken over by the people who are called as Peshwas. Okay, Peshwas were the prime ministers of the Maratha state, and during the Peshwa period itself, the Maratha Empire, it has extended a lot, and it went out of the core region of the Maratha Empire, that is Maharashtra, sir. Are you following this? And the Maratha Empire during the Peshwa period, it had 4 important subparts to it, sir. Listen to this very carefully, because the Peshwa, what he has did is, he has done or established a government which is called as a confederate form of government. What did he establish? He established a confederate form of government, wherein some prominent ruling families, they together with the Peshwa have occupied a large territory of India, sir. Is it clear? So the Peshwa, he was directly governing only in the regions which are in and around Pune, sir. Okay, in and around Pune, the regions were controlled by him. Whereas, okay, there were some other important Maratha families who occupied and controlled the different regions of India, sir. Of these important Maratha families, one important one is the Bhonsles of Nagpur region, sir. Okay, the Bhonsles. Okay, so there was confederacy means what? A system where there is shared power, not a single ruler, but shared power based system is called as confederacy, sir. And the Marathas were not a, okay, so single dictator ruled state, sir. They were present as a shared power system, and in this shared power system, some important families played a role, and the first family of that is the Bhonsles of Nagpur, sir. And these Bhonsles of Nagpur region, their capital was Nagpur. They are the ones who controlled, okay, Odisha during this period, sir. Are you following this? Have a look at this empire. So they had control over Odisha, Chhattisgarh. Yes. So, and some parts of Madhya Pradesh were also under their control. Is it clear, sir? So then after this, there was the second family, which was also a very, very important one, which is called as the Scindias of Gwalior. Where is Gwalior present today? Madhya Pradesh. So you might be knowing about Jyotiraditya Scindia. So he is a descendant of the same family, sir. Okay, Jyotiraditya Scindia. Okay, so this Scindia family is a very, very important family whose capital was present in Gwalior. And the significance of the Scindias is they were able to subordinate most of the Rajput states under their control, sir. Okay, there were Rajput states in Rajasthan, right? But these people, they occupied the Rajput regions and they controlled or they converted the Rajputs from subordinates of the Mughals to the subordinates of the Scindias, sir. Is it clear? Okay, so this is the case with the Scindias, sir. Then apart from the Scindias, the third important family is, here it is mentioned, Gaikwads of Baroda. Just have a look at that. Gaikwads of Baroda is in the map. Is it visible, sir? Yes, right? So Baroda is the capital of these people, and the Gaikwads of Baroda is one more important family, which is also a Maratha family, and it controlled the Gujarat region, sir. Okay, it controlled the Gujarat region, and it is also a very prominent family, sir. In fact, they governed this region till 1947, sir. Okay, the Gaikwads of Baroda, they have a very important place in Indian history, sir, because they sponsored the education of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Okay, then along with that, the Gaikwads were also a very progressive force, and they implemented universal adult education back in 1911, sir. Very, very progressive people, sir. And they were also pro-British in their attitude, because of which they are very important for us, sir. So Gaikwads of Baroda ke bare mein we will discuss separately again. So this is one more prominent family, sir. They are Marathi. They are Marathi. Everywhere the rulers are Marathi. Okay, Scindias were Marathi. Okay, so even though they play a very important role in Madhya Pradesh politics today, they are Marathis. And you might be knowing that Vasundhara Raje, she belongs to the Scindias clan, sir. Okay, she was just married to Rajasthan, that's it. Are you following this? And she also plays a very important role in Rajasthan politics today. Yes, so Scindias, okay, they were present. Then the last prominent family is, there is one more family, sir, which had its capital at Indore, and the people who were present at Indore, they were called as Holkars of Indore, sir. The last prominent family is Holkars, who are governing from a region of Indore, sir. So this way, 4 prominent families along with the Peshwa, they played a very important role, and they extended their empire, and their plan was to establish an empire extending from Attock in Punjab region to, okay, Cuttack in Odisha, sir. Their empire, it extended from Attock in Punjab to Cuttack in Odisha, sir. Are you following this? So Attock to Cuttack is their aim, sir, and these people, they planned and they established an empire from Attock to Cuttack, sir. Is it clear? So this is the case with the Marathas, and they had a huge empire in 18th century, and the nature of the Maratha state is what? It is a rebel state against the Mughals. Is it clear? Then apart from the Marathas, the second rebel state against the Mughals is, here it is given Sikh missiles, right? Are you able to see it this up? Sikh missiles. Okay, Sikh missiles means Sikh military governing states. Okay, the full form of missile is what? Military governing states are called as missiles. And these Sikh missiles, they are an outcome of, okay, the Khalsa army of the Sikhs. Okay, Khalsa army, I think you might have studied about it. Guru Gobind Singh is the one who established the, I'll explain this in art and culture, sir, because religious history we are going to study. Then we are going to study about Sikhism, and there I'll explain about Guru Gobind Singh, sir. So Guru Gobind Singh, he is the one who converted Sikhism from a spiritual movement into a military movement, sir. Understand this carefully. And this Sikh Khalsa army, okay, so they were the ones who converted the Punjab region into an independent region from the Mughal state, sir. Okay, but the problem is the Sikh missile was not a united state, sir. In this small region, nearly 16 independent Sikh states were present, sir. How many? 16 independent Sikh states were present, and all these 16 put together are called as Sikh missiles, sir. Okay, and at the end of the 18th century, okay, one of the Sikh missile leader by the name of Ranjit Singh, what he did is he united all the 16 Sikh missiles and established an independent Sikh state, which became a very powerful state by the end of 18th century, sir. Are you following this? This is the second important rebel state against the Mughals, sir. Yes. Then the third one is, it is not designated in this map, sir. The third state is the Jat state, sir. Okay, so I told you about the Jats, right? Jats were a farming community, and they had an agrarian crisis under the Mughal rule. So these people also rebelled against the Mughals, and the Jats, they rebelled under the leadership of two people, sir. One person's name is Surajmal, and the second person's name is Churman Jat, sir. So these two people rebelled against the Mughals, and they established an independent kingdom for themselves with their capital at a place which is called as Bharatpura, sir. Have you ever heard about Bharatpura? Why? Very good. Okay, there is a huge bird sanctuary at Bharatpura, sir. Okay, so Bharatpura is, okay, this Keledio National Park is there. Okay, so Keledio, okay, so this is the national park which is present in Bharatpur, and this is the capital of the Jat, sir. Understand this very carefully. So the Jat state is also a rebel state. Then along with that, the fourth important rebel state against the Mughals, it is also not designated here, sir, is the Afghan states which were established during this period, sir. Okay, so understand this very carefully. Not in Afghanistan, sir. The Mughal army, it contained or it recruited many Afghans into the Mughal army, sir. Listen to this carefully. And these Afghan soldiers who were recruited into the Mughal army, because the government is not able to pay them regular salaries, these people, they rebelled against the Mughal government, and they established two independent states for themselves in the region of today's Haryana, sir. Understand this very carefully. And these two rebel states established by the Afghan soldiers in Mughal army are, one is Farrukhabad and the second one is Rohilkhand, sir. Understand this very carefully. Farrukhabad and Rohilkhand are the two states which were established, okay, by the Afghan soldiers who are working in the Mughal army, and these two are present in Haryana region, sir. So Farrukhabad and Rohilkhand, sir. Is it clear? So, and these two states, when Nadir Shah invaded over India, when Ahmad Shah Abdali invaded over India, these two states' soldiers, they always used to support the invader rather than the Mughals. Is it clear? So, I'll tell you one simple story about these Rohillas, sir. Okay, Rohillas are originally from Afghanistan. They were part of the Mughal army. They came and settled down in India, and they became part of Rohilkhand region, sir. Is it clear? Okay, and one prominent Rohilla from this region who plays a very important role in today's India is Shah Rukh Khan, sir. Shah Rukh Khan's original ancestry is he belongs to Afghanistan. They were part of the Rohilla soldiers. Pathan, yes, he calls himself as a Pathan. Why? Because their ancestry is Rohilla. Okay, he is actually a Pathan from Rohilkhand region, sir. That is his ancestry. Are you following this? Okay, so these are the important, these are two important rebel states which were established. So this way, in total, 4 rebel states were established, including Rohilkhand. Okay, then along with that, Farrukhabad, then along with that, the Maratha state and the Sikh missiles. These are the four rebel states which have been established, sir. Clear? Is it making sense to you? Now, the thing is, apart from these rebel states, successor states, there are some other states which are present here. Just have a look at it. Okay, tell me the states which we did not discuss till now. Okay, we did not discuss Bhopal, we did not discuss one large empire which is present to the northwest, which is called as Durrani Empire. Okay, Durrani Empire we did not discuss. Then along with that, can you see Mysore Sultanate here? We did not discuss about Mysore. Then below Mysore, can you see this state of Travancore? Yes or no, sir? So these are some of the states that we did not discuss as of it, sir. The reason being, just understand this, sir. These were the states which were independent states even before the establishment of the Mughal Empire, sir. Okay, Mughal Empire was established in 1526, right? Before the establishment of the Mughal Empire itself, these states were present as regional states in India, sir. And when the Mughals became very powerful, these states were subverted and included into the Mughal Empire, sir. But once the Mughals became weak, what these people did is they reasserted their independence and became independent states, sir. And these are called as independent states of 18th century, sir. समझ में आ रहा है आप लोगों को? Yes. So, and here I'll just give you the example of the Mysore state, sir. Mysore state was originally part of the Vijayanagara Empire, sir. You know about the Vijayanagara Empire? I think in medieval India we might have discussed about Vijayanagara Empire. So Vijayanagara Empire, it had feudal lords of its own who are called as Nayakas, sir. Just like the Mansab Jagirs of the Mughal state, the Vijayanagara noblemen are called as Nayakas. And one of the Nayakas, after the decline of the Vijayanagara Empire, he became independent from the Vijayanagara Empire and established an independent state in Mysore. And the Mysore state is usually called as Mysore Nayaka state, sir. Okay, so you will understand why I am going to such extent and such depth in discussing things. I'll show you questions, sir. Okay, one is the Mysore Nayaka state, and the Mysore Nayaka state, okay, it was established by the noblemen at the Vijayanagara court. Once the Vijayanagara court declined, these people asserted their independence and were governing from Mysore as independent rulers, sir. And the Mysore Nayaka's other name is Odiyar, sir. Okay, Odiyars is the name of the ruling line. So they are Mysore Nayakas and their title is Odiyar, sir. But the thing is, here it is mentioned as a Sultanate. Sultanate means what? Muslim ruler should be essential for a Sultanate to exist. So when I am saying that there is Odiyar rule, why am I calling it Mysore Sultanate, sir? Huh? They were influenced by Mughals, no. So because among the Odiyars, okay, when they were governing the state, there were some important military commanders who were Muslims, sir. And even though the legal rule is of the Odiyars, the real rule in Mysore state was of the Muslim noblemen who were present. That is the reason why it is called as Mysore Sultanate, sir. Okay, and of these Muslim nobles, the most prominent one is Hyder Ali. And uske saath mein there was his son by the name of Tipu Sultan, right? Yes. So we will discuss very keenly about the story of both Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan because they are highly controversial personalities in today's history, sir. Okay, so because I told you that significance of things will change with time, right? Tipu Sultan was considered as a hero by early Indian independent government, sir. Okay, but today Tipu Sultan, the same person, is being looked up on as a communal leader who killed numerous Hindus, sir. Are you understanding how history changes? Is it making sense? That is the reason why it is said that even God cannot change what happened in the past, sir. Okay, but a historian may change. समझ में आ रहा है आप लोगों को? Okay, so इतिहास में जो भी कुछ भी हुआ, okay, even God cannot change what happened in the past, but who can change it? A historian may change it. Tipu Sultan, from a hero, his transition to a villain is the dynamism of history, sir. Are you understanding this? Okay, this is very, very important, sir. Tipu Sultan. Okay, so and Hyder Ali and Mysore Sultanate is their region, sir. Then after that there was one very important princely state which is called as Travancore, sir. Okay, this Travancore is in fact a princely state which was under the governance of rulers who are called as Marthands. Okay, the title of these people is Marthand. Okay, and one very important person from Kerala who governed this state is Marthand Varman, sir. And his significance is he is the only Asian power in 18th century who defeated the Europeans. Okay, and he defeated not the English, sir, but the Dutch who are playing a very dominating role in this region. He defeated them and he asserted the independence of Travancore state, and he is the first Asian ruler to identify that it is better to train their armies on western lines, sir. Understand this, because every person is important here. Marthand Varman, he was the first person to train Indian armies in European lines, and he is the only Asian power in 18th century who defeated the Europeans thoroughly, sir. Is it clear? So the person's name is Marthand Varman. So this is the Kerala region. Then after that, okay, so we have the Durrani Empire, and the Durrani Empire, it has been established, or its independence was asserted by the famous rider from northwest of India, that is Ahmad Shah Abdali, sir. So he established the Durrani Empire as an independent kingdom separating from the Mughals. Then along with that, before the establishment of the Mughals itself, we had in Rajput states two important states, sir. One is Mewar and the second one is Marwar, sir. Okay, you might have studied about them in medieval India. So Mewar and Marwar, okay, the Sisodaya clan was present in Mewar. So these people, what they did is they asserted their independence once the Mughals became weak, and these are the two other independent states, but they became, or they came under the control of the Marathas. Is it clear? So three kinds of states were present: successor, okay, then second one is independent states, and the third one is rebel states. Is it all right? Now I will read through the handout, but before reading through the handout, what I will do is I'll just show you one question which has been asked in prelims. Okay, then uske saath mein I'll show one, I'll dictate one mains question, and after that we'll read through the handout, sir. All right? Yes. So first have a look at this prelims question. See this question, sir. See this question. With reference to Indian history, which of the following statements are correct? Okay, the Nizamat of Arcot emerged out of Hyderabad state. Is it correct or not, sir? Nizamat of Arcot is what? Carnatic state. Okay, I told you that they divided. I showed the map also, same color for both of them. Yes, the first statement is correct. The Mysore kingdom emerged out of the Vijayanagara empire. Second statement is also correct. They were Nayakas. Then the third statement, Rohilkhand kingdom was formed out of the territories occupied by Ahmad Shah Durrani. They were Afghan soldiers of the Mughal empire, sir. In fact, even before the invasion of Ahmad Shah Abdali, they were created. In fact, they helped both Nadir Shah and Ahmad Shah Abdali in their invasion over India. Did I tell about it or not, sir? So the third statement is wrong. See, because you know the information now, it seems like a simple question. But the thing is, this question was highly complicated, sir. Okay, because it was not very easy to know about the background of each state. Is it making sense, sir? So that is the case with this question. The answer for this question is 1 and 2 only is the answer for this question, sir. Is it correct or not? Yes. So then take down one question, sir. Write down the mains question. No need for prelims questions, sir. Prelims questions, you buy that book, you will get a lot many questions. Mains question, you write down, sir. Mains question. Clarify how mid 18th century, India was beset. Okay, the spelling is this. Are you able to see, everyone? Okay, beset, B-E-S-E-T, beset with the spectre of a fragmented polity. With the spectre, okay, spectre of a fragmented polity. Full stop. This is a 150 word answer that you have to write, 10 marks. It has been asked in the year 2017. Huh? Yes. Okay, it came out of the Nizam of Hyderabad state itself. I told about this, right? Carnatic. Okay, they were relatives of the Nizam. Okay, and they were part of the Nizam states. All right. So now see, read this question. Are you able to understand the question, sir? What they are asking? What are they asking? Clarify how mid 18th century India is beset by a spectre of fragmented polity is the question, sir. See, and UPSC is very much fascinated by some tough English words, sir. Okay, so it is always the case whenever, usually what they do is the very first question they will give this way, sir. Okay, but primarily in order to dishearten. Okay, तो समझ में ही नहीं आ रहा है हम लोग क्या लिखेंगे इसके बारे में बोल के. So in order to dishearten you, usually they will do this, sir. Okay, deliberately they will ask. Okay, so what is the meaning of spectre, sir? Terror. Spectre means what? That is spectrum. Okay, spectre is different, spectrum is different, sir. Okay, spectre means, okay, there is a James Bond movie also of the same name. Someone knows Spectre. Okay, so spectre means what? Spectre means ghost, sir. Okay, the meaning of spectre is ghost. What they did is they deliberately asked this. Clarify how mid 18th century India was beset. Beset means troubled by with the ghost of a fragmented polity is the question, sir. But the problem is, okay, if you don't understand spectre, okay, then what you will think in your mind, it starts working to you. Yes or no, sir? Exam situation mein, you don't know the meaning, you can't open your phone also, okay, because it is exam. There is also a significant problem there. So with phone, your IQ levels are very high. Without phone, they are very low. Okay, so that is the main issue. Okay, but they have asked this question. So whenever UPSC asks this kind of tough words, sir, okay, the easiest strategy is to close that word and read the question. The answer would be the same, sir. Because usually the tough words would be just adjectives, sir. It means that they will just increase the significance. Or the second best method is what? Okay, so in UPSC usually after the English question there will be a Hindi question, sir. तो वहां पे आप लोगों को भूत दिखेगा. So it will be very simple for you. Okay, so but if you don't know Hindi too, then God only can save you, sir. Okay, so we can't help it. But if you, whenever the question seems tough, read the Hindi version. It will become more easy for you. You will be able to write the answer more easily, sir. So this way they have asked the question. So here this was a 10 marker question, and whatever we discussed till now, that is the answer for this question. Yes or no? Clarify how mid 18th century India is haunted by or is beset by the ghost of a fragmented polity. That is the challenge, sir. Now you have come to the heart of the issue. How to write this in 150 words is a more tougher challenge than, okay, so just so if you give somewhere around some, I might have spoken somewhere around some 1000 to 1500 words by now. But how to concise it to 150 words? That is the real challenge. Okay, I hope so that you will be taking this challenge in the right spirit. So write the answer for tomorrow. I'll explain how to write the answer. Okay, once you attempt it, sir. All right. Okay, making sense? So you take this challenge and write the answer in 150 words, sir. So how you are going to write is very, very important. So you write it tomorrow. I'll explain how to write. Because why I have explained so much is the main issue is the same section is coming for both prelims and mains, sir. For mains, if I explain it in 150 words and if I am done with it, let's suppose tomorrow they ask a question on the background of the Nawab of Awadh region, Saadat Khan. Just like this, they ask a question on Saadat Khan. They ask a question on the Odiars or Marthanda Varma. Then what will happen? Okay, sir did not tell this. Sir is a poor teacher. Yes or no? Okay, the people who are sacrificed in this examination process are not the students but the teachers, sir. I'm not joking. Okay, so what happens is the blame game will start. That is the reason why what I'm doing is I'm giving exhaustive information for prelims. And the thing is, you have to learn the art of cutting it short and writing for the mains answers. समझ में आप लोगों को? So this is what you should start working on. So this is a very, very important question, sir. Please try to answer this question, okay, in a brief and as short manner as possible, sir. Is it all right? Yes. So now read through the handout. Take out the handout. Okay, some things I have to dictate, sir, because they are not given there. So I'll dictate some things we will read through. So, and this will finish the discussion on the polity part, sir. So just have a look at this polity. Decline of the Mughals. Okay, so 1707 in Deccan, Aurangzeb dies. Okay, then after that, later Mughals were not able to handle the empire. Yes, and this led to decentralization of polity. Is it clear, sir? So there you write one small, take some space, sir. So at the bottom you can write, that is better. Or wherever you find some space, please try to write it. Okay, so please try to write factors for decline of Mughal empire. Okay, factors for decline of Mughal empire. See, in UPSC what is happening, I'll tell you, ancient and medieval India is not there for main syllabus, right? What they are saying from mid of 18th century to present they are saying. But what they are doing is they are deliberately asking some questions in mains also from ancient and medieval side. Okay, this year's paper is one of the best example for this. Okay, so they have asked the technological impact of Delhi Sultanate. I saw all questions पूछ रहे sir. So they will say, discuss the main reason for the decline of the Mughal empire. Also they can ask as a question and say that it is mid 18th century. Are you following this? So that is the reason why. Please write them down. Okay, number one. Okay, so weak and incompetent rulers. Number one, weak and incompetent rulers. Weak and incompetent rulers. Okay, you can give the example of, okay, the famous Muhammad Shah Rangila, sir. Okay, Muhammad Shah Rangila. See, in fact, the Mughal empire, which was one of the richest empires in the world during the time of Akbar and Aurangzeb, by the end of the Mughal rule, sir, okay, before 1857 revolt, by 1830s, the Mughal court situation became so bad that the ladies from the Mughal harem means the wives of the Mughal emperor, they were regularly seen, okay, begging in the streets of Chandni Chowk in Delhi, sir. That is the kind of situation to which they fell to. Okay, so and many of the Mughal queens and the princesses, they were begging in the streets for food, because that is the kind of financial decline to which the Mughals were subjected to, sir. Unable to tolerate this poverty, the Mughal emperor, okay, who was named as Akbar II, okay, his name is Akbar only in name, sir, not in his actions. So Akbar II, unable to tolerate this poverty, unable to maintain the Red Fort region, what he did is he wanted to beg the British Queen for more pension to him, sir. Are you following this? And in order to beg for this pension, he wanted a person who was very fluent in Persian, because he wanted to talk to him, because the Mughal court language is what? Persian. He wanted a person who was fluent in Persian and also the Western language English, and a person who knows about the Western culture and Western habits, and who can give a petition to the to the British crown. He wanted some person, sir. And when he was searching for this person, what he did is he identified Ram Mohan Roy as the right personality, sir. And he wanted to send him as a petitioner to the British crown. Just listen to this story. Okay, but any person who is doing some work for some other person, he will naturally expect some money in return, right? But the Mughal emperor himself was utterly poor. Okay, he can't give any money. So what he did is he gave a title instead of money to Ram Mohan Roy, and the title that he has given is Raja, sir. That is how Ram Mohan Roy became Raja Ram Mohan Roy, sir. Are you understanding this? But the Mughal emperor's bad fate is so much that it rubbed off on Ram Mohan Roy too, sir. What he did is he took this petition and went to Great Britain. And immediately after landing in Great Britain, because of the cold conditions there, he contracted pneumonia, and even before meeting the British Queen, he died in London, sir. Are you following this? Even today, Ram Mohan Roy's grave is not present in India, sir. It is present in London. Okay, this is the background story of Ram Mohan Roy becoming Raja, and after that becoming late Ram Mohan Roy, sir. Following this, okay, that is how bad luck, it rubs off from people to people, sir, sometimes. Okay, so this is one thing which happened to Ram Mohan Roy. So they might frame a good question on the basis of his title Raja. So why he died in London, what might be the reason, Akbar too, ये सब के बारे में they can ask a question, sir. Is it all right? Yes. So this is the case with them. So you just write about this person. I'll give about Raja Ram Mohan Roy's story again in socio-religious reformers. Don't worry about it. Okay. So Muhammad Shah Rangila example you write, weak rulers. Number 2, absence of a clear law of succession. Absence of a clear law of succession. Succession, S-U-C-C-E, succession, S-I-O-N, succession. Okay, succession. Okay, as the Mughals followed the Central Asian practice of, division of empire. As the Mughals followed the Central Asian practice of division of empire. Okay, in bracket you write appanage system. Okay, so I'll spell it out for you. Appanage, A-P-P-A-N-A-G, appanage system. Okay, appanage, or this is also called as copersonary system. Okay, copersonary system or appanage system, it is called as division of empire based on appanage or copersonary system. Copersonary system, full stop. But the division of empire led to civil wars. And during later Mughal period, the emperor became a proxy. For the civil war. The emperor became a proxy for the civil war between nobles. Emperor became a proxy for the civil war between nobles. Okay, this is the second important factor for the decline of the Mughal empire, sir. Then the third factor you write agrarian crisis. Agricultural crisis. Okay, agricultural crisis is usually called as agrarian crisis, is at the heart of fall of the Mughal empire. Agrarian crisis is at the heart of the fall of Mughal empire. It's at the heart of the Mughal empire. Fall of Mughal empire. So you remember that chart, sir, that I have drawn: farmer, Jamindar, Jagirdar and emperor. So please draw that chart, sir. Here itself you write that flow chart. Okay, so farmer, Jamindar, Jagirdar and emperor. Okay, you draw that flow chart. Okay, farmer, Jamindar, Jagirdar and emperor. Okay, and you write one statement. The number of Jagirdars has been increased substantially. And they were not given regular revenue rights. Leading to excessive exploitation of farmers. And most of the rebellions against the Mughal empire had a peasant character. So the rebellions against the Mughal Empire had a peasant character. Peasant means farmer. Okay, character of farmer. Example, Sikh and Maratha. Examples, Sikh and Maratha. Sikh and Maratha. Is it clear, sir? Then the fourth factor, religious policies followed by Akbar. Sorry, Aurangzeb. I'm sorry, sir. Religious policies followed by Aurangzeb. Religious policies followed by Aurangzeb. Converted the strongest supporters of the empire. Converted the strongest supporters of the empire to its arch enemies. Strongest supporters of the empire to its arch enemies. Arch enemies. Okay, arch enemies. So this is the case with the Mughal Empire, sir. So did I discuss about all the points that I have dictate all the points that I have discussed? Or did I miss any? So external invasions is given in the handout, sir. Don't worry about it. So now just have a look at this, sir. So three new kinds of states emerged after the decline of the Mughal Empire. So and these three states are, one is successor states established by Mughal nobility. Okay, so wherein the Subedars declared themselves as independent. Subedar means governor of Subha is called as Subedar, sir. Here you can write it down. So governor of Subha is called as Subedar. Subedar, is it given there? Subedar? I think it's given, right? Subedar. Okay, Subedar means governor. Okay, Subedar means governor. Declared themselves as independent, and the important successor states are Bengal, Awadh and Hyderabad. Is it clear, sir? So, and Bengal, it became independent under Murshid Quli Khan in 1717, sir. See, they can ask chronological order of these events too, sir. Which states became independent first, which became later. Chronological order also they can ask question. So that is the reason why I have mentioned the years very clearly. So Bengal under Murshid Quli Khan in 1717, later replaced by Alivardi Khan, and Siraj-ud-Dawla is the last independent Nawab of Bengal who lost to the English in Battle of Plassey. It's given in the handout, right? Yes. So this is the case with this Bengal state. Then Awadh, Sadat Khan. Okay, his title is what? Nawab Wazir is his title, sir. Is it given, sir? Nawab Wazir. So, and one more title of his is Burhan ul Mulk. Is it given? So Burhan ul Mulk, and he established an independent state in 1724, sir. 1724 is the year when he became independent, and he supported Nadir Shah during Battle of Karnal. I think that statement is missing. Please write it down. Okay, please write that statement there itself. Supported Nadir Shah during Battle of Karnal. Supported Nadir Shah during Battle of Karnal in 1739, sir. The year when he supported Nadir Shah is 1739. 1730. Which one? Battle of Karnal. 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 Battle of Karnal in 1739. Okay, so you might be remembering. So just remember that story of he committing suicide because of Nadir Shah. Okay, so no, I'll not dictate it, but remember that story, sir. All right. So then after that, Hyderabad. So it is established under Asaf Jahi dynasty in 1725, sir. Asaf Jahi dynasty in 1725. Ruler is Chinchlichki Khan, and his title is Nizam ul Mulk is his title, sir. Nizam ul Mulk. Asaf Jah is also a title. Nizam ul Mulk is also a title. So Carnatic Sultanate, is it given there? Carnatic Sultanate is a subordinate state of the Nizam of Hyderabad from 1740 to 1855, sir. Is it clear? Yes. So these are the important states, sir. Then after that, the next one is rebel states. Okay, see this, sir. Rebel states emerged in protest against the Mughal kings, and one of the important rebel state is Marathas under the Peshwa. Is it clear? And their independence is also recognized by the Mughal rulers. Okay, after Aurangzeb, from 1719, the Mughals and Marathas maintained friendly relations, sir. Okay, so Mughals and Marathas are usually, they maintain a very friendly relation from 1719. See, in fact, usually in today's history writing, usually the part of conflict between the Marathas and Mughals is over asserted, sir. Understand this. Shivaji is being projected as a hero, whereas Peshwa's history is conveniently being neglected, sir. This is also for the political interests of today. They are giving more importance to Shivaji than Peshwas. But the Peshwa's governance is the more peaceful and prosperous period of Maratha history, sir. Why is Shivaji being given more importance than the Peshwas? Primarily because it serves some political interests. He is being given more importance. But the Peshwas, they maintained very friendly relation with the Mughals and they became the real protectors of the Mughal Empire in India, sir. Okay, there were many instances where the Marathas, okay, in fact, they marched along with the Mughal Emperor, and in fact, they fought their most famous battle, that is the third battle of Panipat in 1761. They fought the third battle of Panipat in order to protect the Mughal Emperor from the Ahmad Shah Abdali's invasion, sir. Understand this very carefully. Okay, and in this single war, the Marathas lost more than 1 lakh soldiers and civilians, sir. Okay, but the thing is, the events of collaboration between the two main communities in India, it is being given under emphasis, whereas the conflicting periods are being given more importance, sir. That is the problem. Are you following this? So then have a look at this. I have given here 1719, there was a Mughal Maratha treaty, okay, between the Mughal Emperor Farrukhsiyar and Balaji Vishwanath, who was a first prominent Peshwa, with the mediation of Sayyid brothers, sir. You just highlight those words. I'll explain them again in the Maratha history, sir. Don't worry about it. So just remember, the Mughal Maratha treaty is signed during the period of Farrukhsiyar and Balaji Vishwanath, sir. Okay, Balaji Vishwanath is the Peshwa. Please write there. Balaji Vishwanath, he was the Peshwa. Farrukhsiyar is the Mughal Emperor. Okay, the Sayyid brothers were Mughal nobles, sir. Sayyid brothers were Mughal nobles, and they had an aim to establish empire from Attock to Cuttack. Okay, so Attock to Cuttack. Then after that, there was 6 states. So already I have dictated about the 4 ruling states, right? Did you write it down? That Bhonsles of Nagpur, you did not write. Please write now. The Maratha state, please write there. The Maratha state is a confederate state. Write it down. The Maratha state is a confederate state. Confederate state where power is shared between Confederate state where the power is shared between Shivaji's descendants at Satara. Okay, at Satara. Write down the capitals properly, sir. Shivaji's descendants at Satara, Peshwa at Pune, okay, not Pune. Pune is a British term, sir. Pune is the Marathi term, Pune, Pune. Okay, Peshwas at Pune, comma. The next one is the Bhonsles of Nagpur. Write it down. Bhonsles of Nagpur. Bhonsle, Bhonsle, Bhonsle. Bhonsles of Nagpur, comma. Okay, Scindias of Gwalior. Scindia, Schinda. Scindia of Gwalior. Holkar, Holkar. Holkar of Indore. Indore, Indore. Okay, Indore. And okay, which family did I miss? Gaikwads of Baroda. And Gaikwads of Baroda. Okay, so these are the 5 prominent people who are ruling together, sir. Then after this, okay, 6 states under Sikh missiles, that is Sikh military governor states, sir. You following this? Sikh military governor states: Ranjit Singh, He brought about the unity of missiles and established a separate stick state in 1800, and he united all the missiles. Is it clear? And the capital of Ranjit Singh is what, sir? Lahore is the capital of Ranjit Singh. Please write it down. Lahore. The capital of Ranjit Singh is Lahore. Okay, even at the time of partition of the country, 80% of the population of the city of Lahore was Hindu and Sikh. 80%. Okay, so that is the case with Lahore. So Lahore, then there were Jats. This is also a rebel state under Gokul and Churman Jat. Gokul, Churman Jat and Surajmal, with their capital at Bharatpura. And in 1761, they took control of Agra. Okay, Agra is the second capital of the Mughals, sir. And they took control of Agra too. And there were also two Afghan kingdoms which were also established as rebel states. One is Rohilkhand. It was established in 1721, and Farrukhabad was established in 1713, sir. The year is not mentioned there. Please write it down. Farrukhabad is established in 1713. 1713. Then after this, independent states, there is Durrani Empire in Afghanistan under Ahmad Shah Abdali. Then there was Mysore under Odiars, which later passed on to the hands of Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan. It's given there, right? Yes, but write this statement. Odiars were the Nayakas under the Vijayanagara Empire. I think it is not mentioned. Okay, Odiars were Nayakas under the Vijayanagara Empire. Odiars were the Nayakas under the Vijayanagara Empire. Need to write it down. Yes, Odiars were Nayakas under the Vijayanagara Empire. Then there was state of Travancore, and it was under the control of Marthands. Okay, it was under the control of Marthands. Okay, there you write, sir. The most important ruler is Marthand Varman. The most important ruler is Marthand Varman. Martand. Martand. Okay, Marthand. Martand. Marthand Varman. Varman. Varman, who defeated the Dutch in Battle of Kolacham. You can see it, or should I remove this from? It is obstructing your vision. Are you able to see it now? Okay, Battle of Kolacham. Okay, Colacham. Okay, this is a very, very important war, sir. Okay, this is a very, very important war. Battle of Kolacham. High probability prelims question this is, sir. Because these days there is a lot of discussion happening on Marthand Varman and Battle of Kolacham. He is the first Indian to train his troops in European lines, and he is the first Asian power to completely and thoroughly defeat a European power, sir. Clear? Okay, very, very prominent personality, sir. Battle of Kolacham. Then Mewar and Marwar of Rajasthan, they also came under the control of Marathas because of the religious policy of Aurangzeb, sir. Clear? Okay, this is one more thing. Then element of political decentralization is very clearly visible. Yes or no, sir? Okay, element of political decentralization is clearly visible. Then there were external invasions too. One is the invasion of Nadir Shah in 1739 during the period of Muhammad Shah, and they fought a battle called Battle of Karnal. He is the Persian emperor who conquered Delhi and carried away Kohinoor and Peacock throne and the rest of the wealth from India to Persia. Sir. Is it clear? Yes. Then after that, Ahmad Shah Abdali, 1748 to 1767, he invaded in total 13 times, of which the most prominent battle is the third battle of Panipat in 1761. Sir. Is it clear? So on a single day in Battle of Panipat, nearly 50,000 Maratha civilians and soldiers were captured and butchered by Ahmad Shah Abdali's army. Sir. Okay, in fact, this battle is very significant because every Maratha family in this battle lost at least one family member in this battle, sir. And this battle was fought in order to defend the Mughal emperor. Understand this carefully. Okay, so this is a very, very prominent battle, sir. So this is the case, third battle of Panipat. Then European powers also established numerous factories. Okay, factory means warehouse. Please write in bracket. Factory means not a production unit, sir. It is a warehouse. W-A-R-E, warehouse. Okay, warehouse is the place where you store goods, right? Yes. So this is a warehouse. Okay, so by European trading companies, and they also established complete control over the naval trade of India, sir. Okay, naval trade पे complete control था उन लोगों का. So there in bracket you write one small statement, sir. Indian Ocean came under European control from 16th century. Came under European control from 16th century, when the Portuguese established an oceanic empire. When the Portuguese established an oceanic empire with numerous strategic ports on Indian coast. An oceanic empire with numerous strategic ports on Indian coastline. Strategic ports on Indian coastline. So, and I have given some examples of strategic ports, sir. The Portuguese had their strategic port at Goa. The French had it at Puducherry. Okay, or Pondicherry. Today we call it as Puducherry, but earlier the French used to call it as Pondicherry. Okay, so and along with that they also had one more strategic port which is called as Chandor Nagar, sir. Okay, Chandor Nagar is today in the suburbs of Calcutta itself. So Chandor Nagar is one more important trading outpost of the French, sir. Then the British had Calcutta is one, Madras is the second, Bombay is the third one. I think you might be knowing about it. Then after that, the one more important colonial power was the Dutch, sir. Okay, and the Dutch had their colonial control over this region which is called as Machilipatnam, sir. Okay, Machilipatnam is also called as Mausala. Okay, so and it is a very important port town in the eastern part of India, sir. Okay, then along with that, in Odisha, if you look at, so we had some strategic ports for Europeans in Odisha too. One is Pipli. Okay, the other one is Balasore. Okay, so Balasore, Pipli, all of these are the strategic ports for Europeans in Odisha, sir. Balasore was initially under the control of the Portuguese, sir. Okay, later day it went under the control of the British. Okay, Balasore and Pipli are two important strategic port towns in Odisha. Okay, you can mention them too, sir. Okay, Balasore and Pipli, if you want to, you can write them down. Pipli was also under initially, I think it was under British control, sir. Dutch. You check, but 90% I am sure that Balasore first Portuguese, then British, sir. Okay, Pipli also I am 99% sure that it was under British control. But I will explain them, sir, because every company's history I have to discuss again. Okay, don't worry about it. Okay, so I will explain them again because I am telling Odisha history also. That's the reason why I am telling this. So this is the case with this port town, sir. Okay, and they had complete monopoly on Indian seas. Military, the European military was more advanced than Indian military. Yes or no, sir? So this is one more thing. Then along with that, so there is no concept of nationalism in 18th century India. Is that given there, sir? Yes, see that? No concept of nationalism in 18th century India. 18th century India did not have any concept of nationalism. Then along with that, okay, so these are the important things, sir. So other things I have dictated it already. Don't worry about it. So there was no sense of nationalism among Indians at that point of time. They were divided into numerous regions, and for the British it became very easy to conquer them step by step, sir. Is it clear? So just write one small statement there. Some important later Mughal rulers. Some important later Mughal rulers. 1 second. This is done. Once this dictation is done, I will be done with the polity part. Then we will take a break. So take down one small one. Some important later Mughal rulers. Okay, number 1, Bahadur Shah II. Number 1, Bahadur Shah II. The last Mughal ruler. Bahadur Shah II, the last Mughal ruler. Number 2. Okay, so you can see this here. Farooq Seer is his name. Farooq Seer. It's the second one. Farooq Seer, and he issued the Magna Carta for English East India Company, sir. Magna Carta. What is the meaning of Magna Carta, sir? Polity is done for you. You might have heard about this term Magna Carta. See, Magna Carta's most simplest definition means it is the most important document, sir. That's it. Okay, so because in English history there was a Magna Carta of rights first. Okay, so that is the reason why Magna Carta as a term means the most important document, sir. That's it. Okay, so Farooq's here, he issued the most important document for English East India Company. We'll discuss about it, sir. Okay, so then after that, Shah Alam II. Shah Alam II. Shah Alam. Okay, so Alam means what? Persian mein, what is the meaning of Alam? Any guess? Alam means the entire earth, sir, globe. Okay, his name is Shah Alam. Okay, Shah Alam means the emperor of the earth is the name of this person, sir. But he is one of the most misnamed rulers, primarily because he was never able to enter his own capital, sir. He was so afraid of his prime minister that he never entered his capital. It is the Marathas who brought him into his capital, but his name is the ruler of the world, sir. Okay, but the ruler of the world did not have control over his own capital. Okay, that is the contradiction for this person, sir, Shah Alam II, and he in fact fought the Battle of Buxar, sir. Okay, write it down. Fought the Battle of Buxar, and he became a protectorate of English. He became a protectorate of English. Protectorate of English. This is the third important one. Then fourth one, you write one more person's name, sir. Akbar Shah II. Akbar Shah II. Okay, so sent a petition to the British Crown. Sent a petition to British Crown through Ram Mohan Roy. British Crown through Ram Mohan Roy. Okay, so there is one last person, sir, fifth one, you write his name, Jahandar Shah. Okay, Jahandar Shah. Jahandar. Okay, Jahan, Jahandar, D-A-R, Jahandar Shah. Okay, he abolished the Mansab Jagir system. He abolished the Mansab Jagir system. Okay, the creator of Mansab Jagir system is Akbar, but the person who destroyed the Mansab Jagir system is Jahandar Shah, and replaced it with, write it down, and replaced it with Izzardari system. To write down the name of this system, sir, I'll explain what this system is a little later. Izzardari system. Okay, Izzardari system. Replaced it with Izzardari system. Okay, so I think this makes sense for you, right? Yes, so this is the part, sir. So this is an important section. So after coming back, we'll discuss the society and economy of 18th century, which are very, very important from prelims point of view. We'll discuss more about them. Then after that, I will be able to give a brief introduction to the ideology part today. So tomorrow we'll start with the ideology of the British colonial state. So that is the case for today's class. Take a break for now for half an hour, and after half an hour we are going to reassemble, sir. All right.